Okay. Then let's start. So today's session was called, not by me, Maximize Your Data's Impact. But what it's really about, what I'm talking about is data quality and how you can use it to improve your data analytics and your business reports. So we are talking still about Qlik Talend Cloud. So what is Qlik Talend Cloud or QTC? So let me show you. So that's QTC, right? I mean, you've seen this morning in the keynote. And you can also read like data quality in the middle. But to be honest with you, it's more like checking data quality from your data products. And right here, you have no real way to improve data quality. Yeah, you have some data quality rules over here as well. But basically, it's stuff like semantic types, so you can define your own, so that like airports or email addresses will be detected automatically from the data type. You can use the validation rules. You can define how your click trust score shall be calculated, but it's only for checking data quality, no improving here. But we also have this little button. And by pressing this, you get to the Talend Cloud. So, and as you can see, when we go back to the presentation, so you have the Qlik Cloud, still the Qlik Cloud, and you have the Talend Cloud. And together, it's Qlik Talend Cloud. So when you think, oh, these data products are nice, or I need CTC, and you buy Qlik Talend Cloud in the Premium or Enterprise Edition, you get Talend with it anyway, for free. Yeah, it's basically the same price. And within Talend, you have a lot of data quality stuff you can do. So as you can see, it resembles a little bit the same. You have the same red, black, and green. That's because all this stuff that you find in Qlik Cloud right now is taken over from Talend Cloud step by step. Yeah, and some years in the future, I think everything will be taken over, and Talend Cloud will be like terminated, and you only have Qlik Talend Cloud. But right now, if you want to really look at data quality and improve it, you have to go for Talend. So why do you need data quality? We just had a customer who wanted to basically said we need data analytics, we need business reports. And this customer is a big distributor of vegetables and fruits. So not a supermarket, more like a wholesale market. They deliver basically all the south of Germany and most of Germany overall. Yeah? And they have like producers delivering them stuff, and they also by now have their own producer. So they acquired farms, companies, and they were delivered by them. And afterwards, the people are buying there. You deliver to supermarkets, restaurants, like big kitchens, like hospitals and stuff like that. And they said, okay, we reach a level by now, we have to get more efficient. We want to have reports on controlling, on finance, logistics, of course. And we also want to expand to other European countries. So maybe by now we should think about data analytics. And okay, where do you want to start? And they wanted to start at the bottom left corner. So basically, they've got daughter companies. and they are delivering the vegetables, but they have no real clue what they are doing. So one of them, they had two that we have to connect to. One of them delivered an Excel report from time to time. The other one was barely reachable at all. So they wanted to connect to them and then create like data analytics. And we said, okay, do you know how the data looks like? I said, we have no clue. I said, okay, have you a defined schema on how your data shall look like in the end? Not really. And said, okay, we want to try something with you, like an end-to-end story. So we did a data value experience. That's a new thing where we send it 5 people to them for 1 week to do everything from data integration, data quality, and in the end, the data analytics dashboards. So when we're talking about improving data quality, what is data quality? So we have defined 6 data quality dimensions, just to get you an idea of what we are talking about here. So let's say this is your customer sheet, yeah? Basically, it looks like a normal Excel sheet. And then we look at certain things. The first thing is completeness. So you see, there are gaps, empty values, yeah? What should we do about this? Can we fill them? How shall we handle it if they are there? Then we have timeliness. So this time, a lot of stuff is real time. If some data is probably 30 days old, you cannot use it at all. You probably have a problem with your connection. Then validity. Some stuff is simply wrong, yeah? So in this case, we have email addresses that are not valid, birth dates that are not valid, telephone numbers that are not valid. What are we going to do with them? Can we repair them? Do we have to get rid of them? Uniqueness. So a lot of times, when you have especially data from multiple sources, like we have our 2 producers, they are probably not only delivering to us, but to others as well. So it might be that one of those companies is selling fruits to a customer, and the same customer is getting vegetables from the other one. So when you collect the data in your system, you've got this customer twice. So what are we doing with them? Can we get rid of them? Sometimes we have like entries that are pretty much the same, and we have to check, is this the same person? Are these 2 different ones? What are we going to do with this? Accuracy. So this is a tricky one. Basically, the entry seems kind of correct, but if you really want to use it, it may cause trouble because your system needs a valid address and not like close to. The last one is consistency. So something seems like good entries, but if you take a look at the whole picture, there's simply mistakes. Like if you have the US and Germany or US and France, male and Mrs., it seems that there's an error, we have to fix it. So basically our quality dimensions, when we start to look about data quality, it's completeness, blank or missing values, the timeliness, how old is the data that we're using, is it comparable to the rest of the data? Validity, is the data correct, is the syntax correct? Uniqueness, if there are multiple entries, the accuracy, is this really reflecting the real world, or is this something only close? And the consistency. And how are we going to approach those stuff? So we wanted to make a continuous improvement. And we have like 5 steps that we're going to take. The first thing is discover. So basically, we're taking a look at the data that we got. We got profiling tools, where you can have an in-depth look at the data. Is the pattern, are there different patterns? Yeah? Is there one date in a certain format and one date in another one? Yeah? You can analyze numbers. What's the average, what's the minimum and the maximum? Are there outliers, yeah? That showed you there's something wrong. We have to get into that. And stuff like that. So basically, get an idea of what your data looks like and which problems you might encounter. Then we're going to standardize. So this is the first step of improving data quality. So bring all telephone numbers to the same format. Bring all dates to the same format. What can we convert? Enriching means filling gaps, maybe getting more precise. We can also use AI for that. Masking is more like data governance. If we have like bank accounts in there, are you gonna allowed to see those bank accounts? Is your business user later on allowed to see those? Maybe not. Then you can mask them. So just get random symbols, get another bank account number that is valid in form, but not a real one. Stuff like that. We have consolidate. This is about matching and deduplication. So matching means creating connections between data that is pretty close and there was no connection there. But maybe we can enrich our whole data set with this. Getting rid of duplicates. And we call it the golden record. For example, it seems that Robert Lewandowski by now is a pretty famous and common name, probably in Poland. So if you have two Robert Lewandowskis living in Main Street, they have different telephone numbers. Is this the same person? Are these two different ones? So we call them suspect. We deliver them to an application for data stewards, and then they can have a look at it and say, okay, I'll take the first name, I take the birthday from the second one, the telephone number from the first one, and so on. Yeah? So a data steward looks at the data and decides. Then we have monitor. So basically, we are running this over and over again. You can define thresholds when you say, this doesn't seem correct, I want to get an email or something like that, and you can see the development of your data quality over time. And then we're going to operationalize it. So we're working together with others, and we take those insights that we get and really take this to use. So this is how we tackle this in general. How are we tackling these? So talent has multiple applications. So the one that you might have heard of and maybe a little bit afraid of, because I guess most of the people here come from data analytics side, is the Talent Studio. This is meant for data engineers. Yeah? You have an incredible mighty tool that is not intuitive in a business way, but you can do basically anything with it. The good thing is this can be used by data engineers together with you. So they take care of the Talent Studio, and you get your input in other ways. So we have data preparation. The idea behind that is, I'm a data engineer. I can fix your data, but I don't know which data you need, which formats, and which kinds. Maybe you want a full name also, not only a first or last name. So we can play like ping pong. I ask you what you need, and I fix it and say, I found another thing. Or you do data preparation. In this, you have like sample data, like 1,000 rows. You have a little bit of profiling in there, and then you can define rules, like a cooking recipe. Yeah, you can say, okay, I want to have telephone numbers in international code, and so on. Afterwards, you say, hey, I'm finished. I've made this preparation. Just apply it in your data integration job. And I do it, and the result will look like you defined it. And the last thing that I already mentioned is data stewardship. So when a person has to look at the data and see, can I somehow improve that? Do I have to be part of the process? We send the data to data stewardship. The data steward looks at it, decides, and afterwards the data gets funneled back to Talent Studio and into your single source of truth, hopefully. So what did we do with our vegetable vendor? So basically, we established connections to the producers, which wasn't that easy, but with the VPN connections, we were able to get the data. And then we created the data warehouse. So we said, okay, you've got your data from your producers, but you wanted to have a single source of truth. Basically, the data from your customers in a format that you like at one place. Later on, they maybe want to go to Iceberg and data lakes, but for now, for the POC, we did a data warehouse. And then we used the Talend Studio to move the data into your data warehouse. But where's the data quality in this? Basically, while we are moving the data, we are also improving the data quality. We are standardizing, we are taking on these data preparations that you have defined, and we're increasing data quality in this step. And hopefully, in your data warehouse, now is the quality, the data in the quality that you need. There are also things like reverse ETL, yeah, where you say, yeah, it's nice to have the good data in my data warehouse, but I don't want to have the shitty data in my sources. So you can also move the data from the right to the left. And what did we do there? So basically, we made a profile of the data. So in the Talend Studio, we can look at every column that we have, and we can apply indicators to them. Might be some basic ones like, I want to know how many rows are there, how many duplicates are there. Yeah, easy. Or you look at the numbers and you see that's the average, that's the minimum, the maximum is way higher. Yeah, so maybe there's a problem there. And you can directly have a look at the rows that we are talking of. And if that's not enough, you can also create your own indicators. Yeah, you say, probably I have a list of facilities in my company, and if this entry is something else, it's an error. Yeah, so you can define your own indicators to really check the data in the way you like. Then we do some general transformations. So basically, you have the data given from the producers, or they had, and they had to decide the shape or form which the data shall be stored in the data warehouse. And we're doing the transformations in between. So these transformations can basically be everything. So we're using the Java language to make those transformations. So basically, there are no limits. Yeah. Then we were filling the gaps. For example, one of the producers, they were a little sloppy with how they named their products. So, for example, there was only San Marzano. And they said, no, we need more. We need really the product type. We need the land of the country of origin. So we used ChatGPT to analyze those first phrases and to evaluate those ones. So basically, we have a ChatGPT component. We also have like components that are connecting to other LLMs, and you can just send the data to them, and they give you the answer. All in Talend Studio. Afterwards, with this information, we were able to do a mapping. So they had their own product IDs, which they're using for selling the vegetables. So with those information, we can do the mapping, and we get also the product ID. So in the end, we had a data set with almost no gaps or empty values. Then we did some standardizations and deduplications. So in this example, you see data preparation, basically. Here on this side, you see there are multiple date formats. And here you also have a pattern of which date formats are the most common. And then you just select the date format that you want to have in the end. So that's on this side. In this case, I choose, of course, the German format. You choose the one that you like. Afterwards, we also did some address validation. Yeah? So we have also APIs to multiple vendors that basically have a lot of address data, like Google Maps. So this is an example from another customer that we showed there in the demo. So they were a pharma company from India. This was our start. And then we sent it to Google Maps. And this is the result we got. So they are not only filling the gaps, but they are also, like here, correcting it. Yeah. So if you're not sure, is your address data valid, you can correct it. So basically, what we did with this customer, we created a single source of truth in a schema they liked. We corrected and standardized it. And at that point, they were able, the DA team was able to create the dashboards and also make predictions for the future. Yeah? So predictions, especially for the logistics, was a huge point. And we said, okay, you need data quality because this is shit in, shit out. Yeah? If you have shitty data, your predictions will be shitty as well. And basically, that's it from the higher level perspective. If you have more questions, you can ask them now. If you want to see how this is done in depth, you can come to the booth and I'll show it to you. Yeah? Do you have questions? Too much in too short time? Okay. Then I was asked to show you this QR code that you can refer to. If you have any questions later on, I'm at the booth. Come to me, ask me for a demo, ask me questions, whatever you like. Okay.